To know who is next tonight. This particular moment in time, QV.
Hey.
Welcome to the studio. I'm telling you.
Thank you so
Today
much.
I've crashed on your show.
Today, not today.
Today, not today.
Today we're going to learn. Now, please tell us, what do you have today for us?
I have a lot. I have a lot because today what is happening in Stuttgart City, it has never happened before.
By the way.
And that's why we are here today to tell you on what is happening here. And for those who have been on our social media platforms, you know what you're talking about. Ausländer most wanted. You know, this thing sounds...
By the way they say it, Ausländer Behörde.
Behörde.
So even the people, the government wants you, the most wanted.
I want to know why they did it on a Saturday, because the Behörde is today closed actually. The offices are closed. Yes, and if you hear any siren outside here, don't worry, we are protected. The door is closed. You know, here in Germany you can close and say I'm not opening if the police comes and asks why are we doing here. But today, QV, on your show, we had to crash anyway.
Thank you so much. It's always awesome to have some guests.
I'm telling you.
And today just want to welcome the Ausländer Behörde most wanted. And for that, without further ado, let me start with Mr. Kofi. What's your perfect day? What would you say before you introduce yourself? How would you start to say about your perfect day today?
My perfect day.
Yeah, how would you describe it?
Meeting you guys at the door.
That
was a perfect day for us.
That's real. That's for real. Hey, Kofi, just go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Kofi Safo. I live in Frankfurt.
Yes.
I've been doing comedy for close to 7 years.
Okay.
Close to 7 years.
I'm originally from Ghana, and my comedy is mainly about myself and how my life has been to me in Europe. Like I actually studied here and I moved to Hungary.
Okay.
And I moved back to Germany. I think Germany was I couldn't leave my first love behind. So
That's another thing.
What? Somebody just called Germany their first love.
If they could hear him.
That's another one. Okay. Alright, thank you. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, that one too. Okay.
That's another.
I came back. I've been doing comedy in Frankfurt with Mo.
Okay.
We're going together at the comedy community. We have shows every Saturday, every week. We have about 6 shows every week in Frankfurt. I've been visiting also Stuttgart. I do Stuttgart with the Stuttgart comedy, English comedy, and we normally they have open mics 4 times a month.
Yes.
When I come, so that's how I know the Stuttgart English comedy, and then they connect us to come and have some African thing, and then we're like, hey, I have this African guy, who is burning in the sun in Ghana, so who needs money for plane tickets? So let's say,
and then you invited him.
I invited him to join our show.
That's nice.
Now going to the brother, please tell more about yourself.
My name is James Brown.
Yeah.
Yes, that's my real name.
James Brown.
Yes. I don't know what my parents were doing when they named me, but
I was actually when it comes to James Brown, there's a way I was expecting those big, huge, with those hairs and all that. James Brown. It's quite a very rare name in Africa.
So I'm also a stand-up comic in Ghana.
Okay.
I've been doing it for the past 14 years. Yes, and I'm still broke.
Being broke after 14 years.
14 years.
I'm here 26 years, but I'm still broke.
But comedy is my first love. I just love to see people laughing.
I love that.
And my friend Kofi told me that we could do something in Germany when you visit.
Yes.
So I don't have residence permit. I have visa.
You have visa.
Yes, in case they are listening, I have a proper visa.
Even if you are the Ausländer. Did they tell you the meaning of Ausländer Behörde?
Yes.
They told you.
So that's why you're insisting on selling that you're
still having a visa.
I'm just letting them know I have a valid visa.
At least that one has saved us from the police.
Thank you.
There is something that is very funny on your name. The I on the D and then we want to know now.
Okay, man. Well, usually anytime I Googled my name, some dead guy turned up.
Some what?
Some dead guy. Because I think he's the king of soul music.
It's
not me.
It's not you now.
I'm the other one.
You're the other one.
So I added a little title to add flavor to my name.
Okay.
The ID stands for idiot.
Idiot.
Yes, let me explain.
Explain. Before.
Your facial expression. Come now, let me explain.
You better get it.
So, idiot stands for intellectually dramatic, insane, and outrageously talented.
Oh,
Well.
hallelujah. Whoa.
My God.
I added, yeah, sometimes I use the degree I got in university.
That's why I wanted to ask.
I've used it now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, relax.
I think I should add my a title to my
Under
name.
that.
Why did you use ID idiot? Because there was professor, doctor, and all those kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but you decided ID. That
ID.
I don't know, there was this big insurgence in Ghana where everyone adds comedian, this too is a comedian.
Yeah.
Like, why should I tell people what I do? And idiots
It's something that
it's something different, and now there are people who go like, oh, I want my kid to be an idiot. It's like,
Well, let's go to someone else here. We are forgetting.
Forget
Before we go to our universities back in Enugu, let's go back. Let's travel to Sudan. Khartoum.
Khartoum.
Khartoum or Khartoum? Yeah. Now today we have to have the right pronunciation of this thing.
It's
It has
Khartoum.
been giving me stress like the word in
Actually,
Shuldigo.
Khartoum.
Khartoum.
Yeah. No, you don't have to do it. It's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm here struggling with the Entschuldigen, bitte, and still Khartoum. But you know, the best thing I have been with the Somalis in Kenya. They are our very best friends in Kenya. And
But this one is a Sudanese.
it's a Sudanese, but now adding to, did you really hear the word?
Okay.
So yeah,
So
okay.
familiar
So,
with it.
so when you come from the Somali side, you will realize what the
Yeah.
means.
Uh-huh.
So add it to that, then you have Khartoum. So from Khartoum.
Yes. So my name is Mo Care.
Yes.
Actually, Mo Khair, but I say Care because the struggle, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm from Khartoum, Sudan. Actually, I was born in the north, but living in Khartoum in the last 25 years.
Yes.
I came to Germany 2017 to do my master's.
Yes.
Finished. Been performing comedy for around 7 years with Kofi in Frankfurt. It's been awesome. That's why I thought to come to Germany to make German people laugh. That's a real challenge.
Definitely. That will be actually my next question. Like, how do you even do that?
Go to that directly. I wanted to know that too. Because
Yeah.
it's very hard to make Germans laugh.
Enjoy the silence.
Sorry? they enjoy what?
Really?
Enjoy the silence.
Oh,
You
wow.
do?
Wow.
German,
Wow.
they show their appreciation by
By clapping.
no.
By knocking.
Knocking the
table.
knocking the
Really?
table. Yeah, sure.
No,
Oh
but-
my God.
But on a more serious note, like, no, they laugh. I mean, we try to make them laugh. And
Okay.
if they don't laugh, the joke is not good. So then, yeah. And I like Germans in terms of comedy because they are honest audience. Yeah. If you do a joke and it's not good, I think Germany has made my jokes really good.
Okay.
Yeah, because I get honest feedback. And I was in the US, and a lot of the jokes that I get chuckles in Germany, people were on the ground. And I was like, oh, I should have dropped this.
Yeah.
And the ones that make Germans laugh,
Yeah.
like, they do really well. So I think it's, they laugh. It's just that you need to, loosen them up.
Okay.
Right.
And how do you do that? Because really, Germans, to even have a talk with them, I'm sorry for those who are maybe Germans, I'm not against Germans. We're just talking about
Yeah.
characters. Is that, how do you even soften them up? Because for me, I just see it so hard to crack. They are really a hard nut to crack.
Yeah, talk about stuff about them that they already know.
That's how you soften them up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I mean, that is James Brown style. He talks about stuff about them more of the time. I talk about stuff about myself and Germans. But then,
Okay. Wow.
So,
And it's even on my CV now that
Yeah.
I did German.
Trust me, it's a whole degree by itself.
That's it.
That's a whole degree by itself.
That's it.
Okay. And how do you now talking to Mr. James Brown, ID James Brown?
ID James Brown.
Yeah. How do you prepare the whole stand-up comedy? Because it's the whole, the preparation. How do you do that?
Well, to each one in his own. So I'm more of an observationist.
Okay.
I like to observe. So I'm also one of the reasons why I asked my guys that we should come to Stuttgart slightly earlier. I just want to see the vibe. So I like to speak about things, everyday things.
Yeah.
We see it,
Yeah.
Yes.
but from my point of view. That's why I don't go to funerals.
Okay.
Well, people are crying, but I'm seeing funny stuff and I'm laughing, and it doesn't work. Like, it's the wrong place to be seeing funny stuff and laughing.
Okay,
So you avoid funerals totally.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. It's not my relative, so here's the money, but I won't come.
Okay. And that's how you prepare, like you by observing different
I observe
scenarios.
and I write.
Okay.
And write. I like that's what I'm good at. That's what I like to do. So, as Kofi said, I speak about Germans.
Yeah.
All the material tonight is just stuff I've observed about German.
I'm telling you.
A visitor.
As
Visitor.
a visitor. Okay.
Let me go to more.
Yeah.
Let me pass the mic to
Yeah.
more. This question actually goes to all of you because sometimes when I'm walking around here, people will be like, that man in the radio, that man in the radio. I'm very sure you have come to someone who is telling you, that comedian. Now make me laugh. How do you go to that?
That's terrible. So that's terrible. So the thing is, that's what we've been talking about earlier. Comedy is a performance art. You need the stage, you need the present, you need the introduction.
Yes.
So sometimes even your friends come to you and you're sitting, as Jamie said, even in a funeral, like, oh, you're a comedian. Tell me a joke.
Make me laugh.
Yeah. And then people look at, oh, you don't look funny.
You see now?
So it's a struggle.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's stand-up comedy. It's different than sketches.
Yes.
It's different than acting. It's different than theater.
Okay.
What we do is stand-up comedy.
Which is actually more challenging.
Challenging.
It is.
Very challenging.
And it's very individual art.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really about how you do it. And nothing is between you and the audience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's been challenging, but it's very fun.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
And how do you plan yourself? Now, Mr. James Brown say for him, he's more of an observationist. How do you call it? Observationist. Oh God, I'm mixing German and English. Observationist. So what about you, Mr. Mo?
I'm a storyteller. It's a bit different. So what James doing is a bit harder, actually, observation, in my opinion.
Okay.
I tell my stories in a funny way. So I tell what happened to me today.
Yeah.
And I add some things to it. I add my own perspective.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird if you go to a guy in a party or at work and you tell them a story, a funny story. People don't want to hear that. But you're on the stage. You get the chance.
You get the chance.
And you use the advantage. You're an African guy in Germany. Yeah. You have a funny name to them. And then you tell and then you tell joke about it.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm a storyteller. I prepare I don't write. It's weird. I don't write. I have the story in my head. And I somehow say it. And then it makes sense to me and I find the punchline. And then after I say it on the stage, I come down home and I write it down. Yeah, which is...
Have you ever like timed yourself? You know why I'm asking that is like I've seen like behind scenes of some people who have done comedy, stand-up comedy. They say of how they used like 3 hours to go to run in the bush and then come back. They had to write. They had to call in their producers, their whatever, all the friends around them to go and write them down, and then all that preparation and all that. Now, being a storyteller, how do you like on the stand-up? They just go and the story comes and you just tell it, or do you have to plan it before?
You have a topic, you plan it before for sure. But that's why we have open mics. So open mics where you try your new jokes. And for a show like today, we're bringing our A game. We know. So today we don't try. We know we're gonna do good jokes that we tried before and it's gonna work.
Okay.
So we're gonna make people laugh tonight.
So that's why you're already organized.
Yeah. For today for sure. But when you have open mics, you go try new stuff and like, okay, that works, you keep it on the side. That works, you keep it on the side. You build your special 1 hour, something like that.
Yes.
And then we do a tour.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
Before we continue, let me remind the listeners who are listening actually to us, Ausländer Behörde's Most Wanted tonight. Remember, it is happening here in Stuttgart. For those who want to know where it is, 𝗔𝗢𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗦 Street, number 25. Remember, 70173 in Stuttgart City. This is where you're going to find it tonight. Remember, time is 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Let me talk to Africans. Africans, it is 8 p.m.
German time.
German time.
Africans, I'm talking to you, it is 8 p.m. I have not said 22 or the time that's the time they are dressing. Actually, today is 22:30. We are done. I'm talking about 10:30 around there. It is done. So if you come at 00, you're zero. You're zero rated. Actually. Yeah. So Africans, remember your makeup starts at around 6, so that at 8 p.m. We are there. Drinks are there. You can come and eat and each and everything. So many things are happening tonight. Remember, we are connecting Africa from South Sudan, from wherever. Nigeria, we are here. Ghana, we are inside. Kenya, we are inside. Remember, don't miss this one out. This is 2024, and for the first time in Stuttgart City, we are having an African comedy show tonight. This is big. This is huge. And let me just ask one. Let me start from coffee, because there is some coffee there. You know, coffee. Everybody has spoken. Kofi told me I have to come to Stuttgart and all that. There is a vibe in you, and people are waiting for it tonight. And even myself,
Me too. I'm like,
tonight it has to happen. Tonight it has to happen. Most of the people say I started here when I was 16. I was doing jokes, and my mother told me, you are a joker. Most of them singers, they say I was singing in the bathroom and everything happened, and now here I am. And our parents in Africa, they never believe that these things can actually pay. Which challenges did you have? Your parents accepting you can't be a comedian, it can pay. I've struggled myself to tell my father I sit behind a microphone. It has been a minute.
I dared not tell any of my parents I wanted to be a comedian.
I was right.
I think it was I got when I was in high school. I read a book about a Russian guy in the Soviet Union, kid who wanted to be a comedian.
Come closer to the mic.
A Russian guy in the Soviet Union who wanted to be a comedian.
Yes.
And I liked it. And I felt good about it. Now, no one sees me and say I'm funny. I don't have a funny personality. I'm annoying. That's what people say. And then at home, people will say I rant a lot and my ranting is funny. That is how So I didn't start comedy when I was young. I started comedy when I was in Hungary. I lived in Hungary for some time. And then it's a funny story. I was in the city for a month and I was like, where would I get laid? And I saw a comedy show and I went there. And when I went, they were also starting their open mic, English open mic.
Right.
And they wanted someone to go up on stage and we were inviting, and I went there and I started. Now, when I started, I bombed.
That's it?
Yeah, no one laughed. I did it several times, no one laughed.
Okay.
But then the hope of getting laid kept me going. So
getting laid, I really want to get into details. I'm in between, should I really ask? What is
QV, ask it.
Yeah.
In 2024, be open.
By getting laid, this
having sex. Meeting a woman. I'm in a new city.
Yes. And you really wanted to go to a comedy show to get a woman to get. Why is that? Where that place?
Because I'm a talker. I depend on my personality. I don't depend on my looks. I depend on my personality. My looks doesn't work for me. Never worked for me. So when I go to a club, I'm not the 6'5" blonde white guy in a club where girls will start winking at me. No, I talk. So that is what I was counting on. And then it kept me going. And then finally after 6 weeks or 2 months, I did a joke and people laughed.
And you get someone to lay you or something.
I met my wife at the comedy show, so it worked. Let's say
there it goes. There it goes. I knew someone was Coffee. I'm done with you. Before. Let me go back to Mo, because it might be the other story. Let me leave you personal face. Mo, the same case. Maybe Sudan might be otherwise, because if I have to tell you what we undergo in Kenya, it is different.
No, I want to go to the club where he met his wife, so I can find someone. Maybe there's something about that.
So what did your parents say, maybe?
So I never told them. As you said, African parents, they think about comedy as something like stupid. Yeah, and I think one time I told my mom, I think 2 years ago, we were just having a nice conversation. I said, Mom, by the way, I do stand-up comedy. She looked at me and she said, someone told me.
Someone told me. That was a good one. Someone told me.
Yeah, so it wasn't positive.
Yes.
Yeah. So I always was scared to tell my parents, because, the African, they're like, oh, it's definitely taken from your time doing something else. So you should focus on your study or your work or something else. So I never told him. And this is, I think, something African comedians, I think, at our level struggle with.
Yeah.
The acceptance.
Definitely.
Not just the parents, the society, even your friends, they make fun of you.
Engineer, Professor, Dr. Brown. ID Brown. I'm very sure your parents wanted that Professor ID and you gave them idiot.
Yes, exactly.
Are they still waiting?
I grew up mostly with my grandparents, so my grandma warned me that I was named after my grandpa, her husband.
Okay.
I was warned that I shouldn't use his name on stage.
Uh-huh.
Just pick another stage name.
So, first of all, so she knew already that you're going to be
Well,
at a very tender
I
age.
hinted it, and then you get the usual things. God forbid.
Yeah, I know. God forbid.
God forbid. No, this thing. No, you be a smart boy. Blah blah blah. And then I came home with the first pay. Like, oh, so it pays.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe we can work with this. If you get paid from it,
We can do something on it.
Okay.
And then she saw me on TV and like, oh,
It happened. So you can.
And then, oh, did you see my grandson on
I
TV?
know, right.
As always, how our parents are waiting. That's my son.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and now that I'm doing stuff in Europe and all over the place, the old woman is paying me with pride. My mom is also quite happy that I'm doing something I love.
Okay.
But in the beginning, it was a no.
Oh, can you imagine
I
it's
started
difficult.
out by telling them I wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
And that spoils the whole line of comedy. Like, no. Engineer,
Doctor,
lawyer,
Pilot.
pilot. How many planes do we have in Africa?
That's
to be
the
a
question.
pilot?
That's a good question. Hey, QV. For those joining us, remember 18 minutes actually on the top of the hour. We are talking about 5:18. For those coming from East, West Africa, you know what we are talking about. US, for those who are sleeping in Canada, wake up because it is time to listen to comedy tonight.
Right.
Remember, it is 8 p.m. and Africans, I repeat, it's 8 p.m. this evening.
Yes,
Let's
be
meet
punctual.
out there. Yes.
Be punctual.
Be punctual, please.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have
Today-
something for them?
I have something a lot, but we're going to go for a short break before we get to the next point. Remember, this is Radio RFM, home of African music. For those who are just listening to us, we just want to say we appreciate you. And for those who just want to know more about us, we are on our social media platforms. That is on IG, Radio R 99.2 FM. On Facebook is Radio R. For those who maybe just want to, actually it's not a baby. If you want to see these handsome, personalized faces, that's what he calls himself. You can go on Radio R. That's where you can get to see us. On TikTok, that is on Radio R FM. On YouTube, that is on Radio R, home of African music. Remember, you can get us live on www.cradioR.com.
The listeners agree. The message is clear.
Here we go.
The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best music. Best tunes. They got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
99.2 Radio RFM.
Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.
Is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop African hits, broadcasting live from Stuttgart City to the world. 99.2
99.2
Radio RFM, a place where music lives.
Yes, as we said, your home of African music here, Stuttgart City to the world. And for those listening to us, remember, Afro Spikes is coming actually up next, courtesy of DJ Drizzy and CR. And for those who have been joining us since early this morning, the Kenyan team, thank you so much for those who have been joining every show that has been happening since in the morning, 6 a.m. up to this particular point in hour. You know what we're talking about, Stuttgart City to the world. Tübingen, thank you so much for those joining us. And for those who are on Facebook, thank you so much for streaming in live. And each and every person outside Stuttgart, outside Germany, listening to us, courtesy of www.cradioR.com. www.cradiohour.com. You know what we are talking about. Don't miss it tonight. We have special guests here today in this studio. 2024, I told you it is going to be bigger, and it's big, and it's going to be bigger. We have some latest comedians actually here, and they have always been doing some good jobs out there. Join them on their social media platforms. We may be receiving one or two so that they know where are we checking their comedy, where is the next invite, so that we maybe know what we can do. Where are we visiting next? From Hungary, as he said, from Frankfurt, everywhere here in Germany to Sudan. We have two more last questions to you guys. And QV.
Yeah, that's what I want to really ask. I know it has not been a walk in the park for you. Or when it comes to comedy, I mean, it's a challenge by itself. Just like any work, it has its challenge. Now let's go to that part where you get harshly criticized. What is that thing that you just wake up and say, what I really, what is that thing that you do when you get harshly criticized? Because it's not every day where people be like, yeah, it was awesome and all that.
Yeah, for me, it's difficult when I've had it before. But then I think people see comedy stand-up comedy especially, as you making a statement on stage, as what you believe. They don't treat it as because when you say something, for all we care about is it funny or not? And that is a bit challenging, and we've had that. But then you get your spirit down, and you go. I mean, when you do stand-up comedy, for a long time you get over. You grow thick skin, because if you have. It is for us. We have no shame. That's why we can go up and
and just
That's it.
So right now we don't have any ego at all. For instance, I don't have any ego when it comes to that, because I mean, you've been doing it. You go, people don't laugh. Some people are angry and stuff like that. But then you just keep it going. I think that's what I do. Yeah.
Super.
Okay, this is awesome, Mr.
Let's go to Mo.
Mo.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I don't think I go thick skin yet. It still hurts when people don't laugh, because it's a weird thing. So they introduce you as a comedian, as someone funny, and then you grab the mic and the whole room goes silent, and there's sometimes it's like 100, 200 people just doing this, waiting, make me laugh. And when you don't, you just hear your echo, and it hurts. It's like stabbing your heart, especially like when you're doing professional shows. It is hard. But with enough experience, I think for me at this level, I know how to drive the show to a safe point, or at least get the basic laughs. But sometimes you do a show, people think you did good, but no, it didn't go. I think you know what I'm talking about, James. Because you can do much better. So it's very hard. But I think, as I said, there's a turning point where you can just have safe, past few jokes where it gets you the laughs you need, and you just move on. So it's challenging to introduce yourself as someone funny, and you don't get a laugh. It's a big embarrassment.
Now let me ask. Sorry, so if I take one more minute of your time, but now that you say about being a comedian, that sentence. I've listened to it. You've been mentioning it a couple of times. A comedian, so people are waiting for us to make them laugh and all that. So would you prefer people to name you now? They're calling you in the stage. Would you prefer them to call Mr. Mo?
No. It's a comedy show.
It's okay to be called a comedian.
Of course. I mean, it's actually adding to the laugh. When I tell people, I'm a comedian, and then I'm going to perform for you, they are already in a stage of he's funny. I've been told he's funny.
Okay. So
okay,
that's good. Okay, that's
exactly.
Mr. Brown.
Wagwan.
I was almost starting with that until he mentioned the ID.
As Mo said, sometimes everyone is like, oh, you did well, but you feel like I could have done better. Because I started comedy in the time when it was a very horrible job in Ghana. We loved comedy, but we basically weren't patronizing local comics. So we had to fight. I think for the first 5 years of my career was just to prove a point that we are funny. So I've learned over the years how to maneuver around an audience, and I don't really have hecklers when I'm performing, mostly because of my size. He's a big black guy. He'll whoop you after the show. So they keep quiet and listen. But we always learn. Each from each performance, you learn how to maneuver around.
Telling.
We've tried our stuff, so we know, but with Africans, we hope that it works on them.
That's it.
Yeah, true.
One last question. I release you go.
Okay.
Maybe you have shared the stage. I don't want to say they are professional comedians, because for me right now here, you are my professional comedians that I've met today and from today. And there are some legends who have been in comedy. Have you ever shared a stage with someone like that? Mo.
I have shared I was privileged enough last year to share the stage with 𝗔𝗗𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗦.
All right.
In Frankfurt.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's coming to Frankfurt actually in the coming few months.
Okay.
And touring all over Germany and Europe. So I was lucky enough, shout out to 𝗢𝗣𝗘𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗦. He introduced me. He was opening for him, so invited me. I spoke to him behind the stage. I was watching him since I was young.
Yeah, sure.
Such a nice guy, such a kind person, gave me a lot of advice. So I was lucky enough to share the stage with 𝗔𝗘𝗡𝗥𝗧𝗦, African legend.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
That's a good one. I am glad today to be seated here.
I want to listen to him, Mr. Hungary. Where you came from Hungary. When did you have you ever shared a stage?
Oh no, I haven't. I haven't shared a stage.
Okay.
And I believe there's someone who is going to be happy to share a stage with you.
I hope so.
Or who do you want to share a stage with?
Oh, 𝗙𝗣𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏.
Okay.
I don't know him though.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 𝗙𝗣𝗘𝗏𝗧𝗏. If I would like, he's my favorite comic.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go look for him.
Yeah. I told you I like ranting, and that's his style. He rants a lot on stage.
He rants a lot. Thank you. I'm privileged to have to share a platform with you today.
Yeah.
I have to say that. Hey, do you know how many continents, how many countries are seated here?
These
right now?
are so many countries.
That's why I always say the African continent is actually here in Europe, not a continent, it's a country. That's why we are here in one country today. And thank you so much for all of you for coming here, for taking your time. And I don't want you to speak a lot so that you may miss your sound. We need it. We need it later on. Me, I'm going to freshen up after this. Actually, my boss, please, where you are listening to us from, give me time today so that I can prepare. As I said today, it is today. Leo ni leo. As they said in Swahili, leo ni leo. Today na today. Today na today. So don't miss it out for those listening to us. We are going to release them so that they go and freshen up. They go and do that so that we meet them. Whatever you are seeing here today, this was just a beginning. We have not even laughed.
No.
Did you laugh?
I've already laughed. I've already prepared my
okay.
for the louder part.
I
was.
So if you are preparing outside there, prepare to meet them tonight.
Yes.
They're gonna be sharing a stage here in Stuttgart City, and let's make it happen.
Don't
let us down. For those listening to us from Stuttgart, don't let when visitors visit. Come on, even if you don't want to come, just come. Yeah. I'll buy 4, 3, 6, 7, 8 drinks today on my. I will order. They pay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Is anyone want to say something to somebody out there? And thank you so much for Nandi. Thank you so much for making this happen. Actually,
yes,
she's listening right now.
That's what's up.
We're meeting tonight. She may be busy right now. That's why she was not here. But we meet a lot. Thank you so much for making this happen. Yeah. And there's more coming. Whenever you guys are going to go in this Stuttgart or Hungary, we will be there. I promise. We shall come. We shall come. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Your last words and to them.
Statement I don't like. What will happen outside? You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
My parting statement.
Okay. Parting shot.
Parting shots.
Well, guys, everyone listening in Stuttgart, please come support African comedy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stress in this world, so you come and laugh small.
Now.
Some people here need to renew their resident permits.
Yeah.
Yes.
They need your help, man. I'm fine.
Thank you so much. For those who have been joining us in this show, thank you so much. Afro Spikes, we are actually late for the show, but you know what it happens. When you have visitors anywhere in this world, some things have to step us out now. DJ Drezi is actually waiting to give you music all the way from the African continent. This is your home of African music, Radio RFM.